Hello, hello, and welcome to Dark Souls Remastered. This is episode 18, and after defeating Nito, the Grave Lord, we have acquired our first Lord Soul. Off screen, I have done some farming, and I have gathered enough souls to have 15 intelligence. I'm not gonna be using any sorceries, but that 15 intelligence allows me to speak with the sorcerers. So we're gonna see what their spells say and what they have to say to us. So first of all is this dude right here. We rescued him a long time ago on the lower undead berg. He's very grateful. Let's see what he has.
Oh, hello. I appreciate the attention, but you really should speak to Master Logan. That will certainly do you more good.
Will do, no problem. So we can learn
Have you spoken
sorceries.
to Master Logan? He is an accomplished scholar. The arts of sorcery would never have come this far without his contributions, and he has the nerve to go risking life and limb. What a stubborn old fellow. Have you spoken to Master Logan?
Alright, so Master Logan seems to be big dick sorcery dude, doing a lot of good for the knowledge, but also going out to do the legwork. I like that kind of guy. Let's see what you have. Alright, the soul arrows. This is the normal sword arrows that inflicts magic damage. We learned about these when we spoke to the blacksmith at the bottom. Heavy soul arrow. A more powerful but also slower sorcery, difficult to use due to a long cooldown and limitation to the number of the castings. Okay. Great soul arrow. Sorcery which improves upon soul arrow. So this is soul arrow level 2. At the Vinheim Dragon School, the acquisition of this spell marks an apprentice's coronation as a sorcerer. Full control. Sorcery developed by a certain surreptitious sorcerer at Vinheim Dragon School. Reduces damage and noise from fall. This sorcery, along with Hush, explains the extravagant cost of hiring Vinheim spooks. It's one of the stealth sorceries, very useful. Great! Heavy Soul Arrow. Sorcery which improves upon Heavy Soul Arrow fires a strong, heavy Soul Arrow. As difficult to use as Heavy Soul Arrow, but powerful enough to make it well worth it. Adored by certain sorcerers. Then we have Magic Weapon, which is sorcery for casters who wield swords. Magic Augmentation on the right weapon. The power of the Magic Swordsman of Vinheim is predicated upon this and Magic Shield. Many warriors learn sorcery just for this. Oral Decoy. Sorcery used by playful sorcerers lure enemies away by creating a sound originating in the distance. This spell is not the first choice for serious sorcerers, but it has a surprising amount of applications, some of them extremely effective. Magic Shield. Shields augmented by magic are resistant to magic attacks and have higher stability. This spell makes it possible to challenge powerful foes with a small shield. Okay, let's see what you have here. Sorcerer's Catalyst, we went over. You got 2 rings. Oh, okay. Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring. Special ring granted to only the most accomplished sorcerers at Vinheim Dragon School. The ring is engraved with an everlasting dragon and boosts the strength of sorceries. Very good ring. Lingering Dragon Crest Ring. A special ring granted to only the most accomplished sorcerers at Vinheim Dragon School. This ring is engraved with a lingering dragon and boosts the length of the effects of sorceries. Very good as well if you like to use the magic weapons. Alright, so we see that he has some basic stuff, but we get a couple of more hints at the Vinheim Dragon School. They got their stealth sorcerers, their spooks.
Goodbye then. Do stay safe.
They got their little bits of strengthen sorceries on the basic version. Let's see what Master Logan has to
Hello
say.
there. glad to see you alive. Oh. It seems you've come quite a way. Excellent. You're certainly ready. I shall teach you sorceries.
Perfect. I can't speak to him. Unfortunate. Let's see what he sells. Great Soul Arrow. We have spoken about it already. Heavy Soul Arrow. We've spoken about it. Great Heavy Soul Arrow. We've spoken about it. Homing Soul Mass. This is a sorcery developed by Big Hat Logan. Fire Homing Soul Mass. Life originates in the soul. No wonder the soul mass draws towards it. This sorcery is a window into Seeker Logan's methods. Interesting. This is the spell that creates the balls of energy around your person, and whenever they find a target, they shoot out automatically into it. Soul Spear. Sorcery developed by Big Hat Logan. Fire-piercing Soul Spear. A symbol of Logan's strength. The Soul Spear is referenced repeatedly in the legends and is said to be on par with Lord Gwyn's lightning. Interesting. So this is the sorcery version of the lightning spear. Sure. Magic weapon we have gone over. Magic shield we have gone over. Soul arrow we have gone over. There you go. That's all it has. That's all he has. So we have learned about homing soul mass and soul spear. Soul spear being the strength of Logan. Homing soul mass being the methods of Logan. Interesting.
Heading out, are you? I too will leave soon. Undead or no, I shan't stay here forever. You have great potential. Don't go and die over nothing.
Interesting.
Hello there. I quite understand. Study is invigorating. Heading out, are you? You have...
Alright, so he will be leaving soon. I'm glad we spoke to him. Now, before moving out to continue our hunt for Lord Souls, I want to speak about the Firekeeper. Now, this is the Firekeeper of the Firelink bonfire. And if you remember, long ago I killed Mr. Lautrec here because I didn't want to deal with his bullshit. So now that we have passed Anorlando, we would have already dealt with his bullshit. So it's time that we speak about it. So as I probably mentioned many episodes ago, Mr. Lautrec kills our Firekeeper. And then we have to go on a quest to revive her. Now, when the Firekeeper is killed, we get a couple of things. Now, heads up, because I'm going to be placing all of this on the screen so you can understand. When the Firekeeper dies, we get first and foremost her clothing. We get the dinghy set. And the dinghy set reads, worn by the Firekeeper at Firelink Shrine. It is thought to have once been the white robe of a maiden, but smoke and ashes from bonfires darkened it over the years. So she seems to have gone through many years as the Firekeeper. Also, the bloodstained skirt gives us more insight as to her hardships and more clearly as well the fact that she's in jail, well, locked up. Besides her set, we also receive another item. We receive the Black Eye Orb. Now, the Black Eye Orb is a mystical orb found on a keeper's corpse, our keeper. Invade the world of the murderer of a Firekeeper to defeat the perpetrator and reclaim the soul of the Firekeeper. The Black Eye keeps constant watch on the city of the gods, Anorlando. So, Once we pick up the black orb, we understand that she was killed, and we understand that with this item we're gonna go figure out who killed her and try to get revenge. The item itself tells us to take a look at Anorlando. Right before the ONS fight, the black orb will start quivering and we will be able to invade. And once we do, we find Lautrec and two of his lackeys. Once we defeat them, we get the Firekeeper soul, we get some humanity, and we get the Ring of Favor and Protection. Once again, we've already spoke about the Ring of Favor, but it's a very good item. I decided to skip that because I don't like her dying and because I wanted the ring earlier. But that's basically what happens. Once you take the Firekeeper soul from Lautrec and bring it to her, she will be restored. And she will be restored completely. And by completely, I mean she will now be able to speak. Through her dialogue, we understand a couple of things. First of all, this Firekeeper is Anastacia of Astora. And she believes that she is impure. So impure, in fact, that before being revived in her former life, she got her tongue cut off. And once we revive her, we have restored her completely, tongue and all. She does not like to speak. She does not have much to say, but she is in favor of Lord Gwyn, of linking the fire, and King Seeker Fram does speak to her and tells her of what we are doing to further this endeavor. She is grateful for it. In any case, it was very important that I run all of that through so you guys understand who exactly is keeping this magnificent bonfire alive. Nevertheless, now we must continue, and we will continue, let me see, going to the undead parish, for we will hunt the next Lord Soul. And the next Lord Soul will take us. The next Lord Soul will take us to New Londo, for we are seeking the fragments of the Lord Soul that belong to Gwyn and were given to the four kings. To do that, we must traverse to New Londo, and remember what we have learned about New Londo. There is darkness there. We suspect the abyss.
That's an odd ember you have there. I know what you're thinking, but I'm no good with those. It won't be easy, but I'm afraid you'll have to look for someone else.
So, I have already spoken to Andre, who I have given the large divine ember and the occult, the dark ember, so he can now do divine and occult weapons at a strengthened level. Very good. From Andre, I have already also purchased the Crest of Artorias. This crest opens a door in the dark root garden sealed by ancient magic. The door leads to the grave of Sir Artorias the Abyss Walker. Many adventurers have left for the grave, but none have returned, for they make easy prey for local bandits. With such dangers, the crest can do more harm than good in the hands of the uninitiated. Now, why did I purchase the Crest of Artorias? Why do we intend to go to his grave? Well, as we have mentioned before, our next objective is New Londo, to get the soul fragment owned by the four kings. And if there is darkness in New Londo, if there truly is abyss, so far it's a legend, but if there is, then if we intend to go there, we need to know how it's done. We know of only one Abyss Walker, and that is Artorias. So we're heading to his grave to search for information and see how he did it. For that, we must open the door. You will see the door is already opened. Unfortunately, my game crashed a couple of times, which has fumbled my recording of this part. So through the magic of editing, you will not notice the crash, but you will see that the forest I've already been through. Nevertheless, we are going to go through it again. First and foremost, we open the door and we come through the forest. The forest, gentlemen, is a horrible place. These are the people that the key warns us about. Where's the key? The crest. They make easy prey for the local bandits. These are the local bandits. But they aren't bandits, for they belong to a specific group, a specific covenant of the forest hunters. A covenant we are part of, a covenant led by this cat.
Ah, thou dost cometh. How fares ye? My hopes for thee are of the highest. Do not such a hope shatter with foul disproportion.
This cat is Alvina, the leader of the Forest Hunter Covenant. And when we join her covenant, she gives us the Cat Covenant Ring. A ring granted to those bound by the Forest Hunter Covenant, and you answer Alvina's summoning. The white cat Alvina speaks a human tongue and has lived since the early age of fire. Alvina was a trusted friend of Knight Artorias and the great wolf Sif. Very important, we need to go over this because this is key. Number one, Alvina has been here since the early age of fire, since the very beginning after the dragons were defeated by Wynn and the four lords. She was a trusted friend of Knight Artorias and the great wolf Sif, which makes it very interesting. For, number one, she is guarding the forest that stands before the grave of Artorias. Where's the grave of Artorias? I can see it from here. All the way, let me just go down here, that away. So, the trusted friend of Knight Artorias guards his grave with her covenant. Now, through dialogue that we are unable to replicate, unfortunately, she mentions that the legend of Artorias, the Abyss Walker, is a lie, a fabrication, which is interesting, for one and one reason only. She is a trusted friend of Artorias. Why would she say that his legend is a fabrication? Is it really a fabrication, or there is something else going on? We don't know. The only thing we know is that everywhere else in the game, he has been referred to as the Abyss Walker, the man who traversed the abyss and saved us from it. That's why we need to go to his grave, in order to find the way he did it. Being part of the Forest Hunter gives us access to Shiva of the East. He is a merchant that we would have access to in Blighttown, and we might return to Blighttown to see what he sells in the future. But for now, let's continue exploring the forest. Now, this forest really does not have much in it besides death and despair. If you like PvP, this is the prime PvP spot for everything that Dark Souls stands for PvP. This is ruthless and extremely fun. PvP here, whether you're a forest hunter or a dude that purposely traverses here to get invaded, you're gonna get your PvP worth. This is really good. It's a really good area for that. Other than that, there's really not much. A lot of trees, as you can see. Those trees did a lot of damage. Holy shit. There you go. Bloodrust clump, okay. Holy shit, that's a long-reaching attack. Well, I seem to have aggroed every tree in the woods. So we're just gonna get our stuff and move over. So exploring through here, we're gonna get access to this wonderful bridge here, which gives us access to the following part of the forest, led by the Sonic the Hedgehog cats. Those of you who have played this game before will know that they know the cats I'm talking about. They are these big cats roly-polying around that attack very quickly, and there's 3 of them. Dangerous area. But once you get through them to be exact, you reach the Mushroom Garden. Now the Mushroom Garden is interesting in and of itself because it's the first time, or the second, depending how you play the game, where you see the one-punch mushrooms. Now this is the second time we see them because we went to the Ashen Lake beforehand, and that's where they were before. Now the one-punch mushrooms are unfortunately aggressive, so we're gonna have to kill them because we want the contents of that chest. We outspace them and they're an easy kill. Also, they drop gold pine resin, which is really useful. And then you can pretty much farm it here if you so wish. We don't really need it due to the way our weapon works. There you go, killed. Oh, we got 2 that time, very nice. And we get to the chest. Now this chest contains, excuse me, we're gonna go here, the Enchanted Ember. Ember required for weapon ascension. This Enchanted Ember, a form of sorcery, is a vestige of the lost land of Ulasil. Ascends +5 magic weapons to enchanted weapons. The sorcerer's enchanted weapon that inflicts magic damage and is boosted by intelligence. So, we get the Enchanted Ember, which very clearly explains that it has an essence of Ulasil. Once again, this forest, this dark root garden, has further connections to Ulasil. Ulasil is the town, the sorcery town from the past. And we know this because long ago, multiple episodes ago, we spoke to Dusk. Once we got the Ember, there is really not much more that this forest has to offer. And the next thing to do is go visit the grave of Artorias. In regards to the Enchanted Ember, it is an ember, and it very clearly depicts that it is an ember for the sorcerer's weapon. Now, gentlemen, we know of a blacksmith that is a sorcerer, a blacksmith of Binheim, right underneath Firelink Shrine, and we will go visit him shortly. But for now, we must see the grave of Artorias. With the crest, we are able to open the door. It's a big grave. And there it is. A lot of weapons. Remember that the description of the crest. A lot of people have fallen looking for the grave. Here's the proof. And there, it's the big ass sword of, we can only presume, Artorias. Sif is not playing around. Okay, so Sif, we gotta stay close to him. Okay. Okay, he got me. This is dangerous business. Okay, he gave me space. I'm gonna take it for the heal. Oh shit, he's limping. This is very sad. I'm sorry, Sif. We don't have to fight anymore if you don't want to. Very well. To the death it is. Upon defeating Sif, we get the Covenant of Artorias, the soul of Sif, a humanity, and a homeward bone, alongside 40,000 souls. We've just gone over. Alvina was a trusted friend of Knight Artorias and the Great Wolf Sith. We've just fought the Great Wolf Sith. Who is this Great Wolf? Soul of Sith, the Great Grey Wolf, who guards the grave of Artorias, the Abyss Walker. Special beings have special souls, using the soul of Sith, who inherited the Divine Night Sword to acquire a huge amount of souls or to create a unique weapon. So all we know about Sith is that he guards the grave of Artorias, so we can presume that he has a relationship with Artorias to some extent, not only through being the guardian of his soul, but through the mutual friendship they both had with Alvina, all situated here in the Darkroot Woods. We also get the Covenant of Artorias. Traverse Abyss. This ring symbolizes Knight Artorias' covenant with the beasts of the Abyss. Its wearer, like Artorias himself, can traverse the Abyss. Ergo, this is what we need to go into the darkness. Now, there's a very big grave, and we're not done with it yet. Behind it, there's a body, and in it, an item, the Hornet Ring. What is the Hornet Ring? One of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn. The Hornet Ring belonged to the Lord's Blade, Ciaran. By boosting critical attacks, its wearers can annihilate foes, as Ciaran staggers, laid waste to Lord Gwyn's enemies. We have gotten the mention of the 4th Knight of Gwyn. We have now known mention of all of them, but we only have 3 rings. Now, we know of Ornstein, Artorias, now Ciaran, and don't forget Hawkeye Go. We know the 4 knights, we got 3 rings, we're missing 1. In any case, through this, we now have the capabilities to go traverse the Abyss. We're going to take a homeward bone. Shit, we only have 2. Unfortunate. Let's go ahead and level up. I left, my apologies. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue doing vitality. Our damage was pretty good. On Sif, our damage was pretty good. Once again, we are being carried by this Black Knight Halberd. No shame in admitting it, and I'm happy we got the drop so we can concentrate on the lore, which was my initial purpose for this. Confirm reinforcement? Absolutely. We're going for health. Now let's warp to Firelink Shrine, because we need to go to New Lando. Okay, let's see what we got here. Have these two left already? Are you guys gone? Nope, you're still here, no problem. What we're gonna do right now, I know what we're gonna do. So now we have to go to New Lando. We went to New Lando to see a couple of things. And mentions of New Lando, we do have a few. Oh man, that dude's there. We have to go visit that dude. Risk of dying, but we have to go visit that dude. Like I was saying, we have new mentions of New Lando. New Lando used to be a great place that fell to ruin. It became dangerous and was flooded by the Seekers. We have the rogues, and one of the Seekers abandoned. Two of the Seekers, excuse me, abandoned their post, and one of the Seekers that abandoned it went to Blighttown to try to cure it with healing magic. She ended up dying. I believe her name was Julia. So something happened in New Lando that required sealing, and sealing through huge floods. And we see all the water when we were there. Now we have to traverse deeper into New Lando and find out these secrets.
Oh, you left. I thought maybe you'd forgotten. Are you back from plenty or... Tell me honestly, you think I've gone to the other side, don't you? That I've cracked my head and gone hollow. You do, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. You trust a patch of moss over me. Tell me honestly, that I can...
Not really, but we're here to purchase. Let's see if she has it. She does. Remember transient curses? Limb of the victim of a curse. Temporary curse allows engagements with ghost. The only way to fight back against ghosts who are cursed beings is to become cursed oneself. The safest method, however dreadful, is to cut off an arm of the dead. 4,000 souls and homeward bones. We're gonna get 4 homeward bones and 2 transient curses. We're gonna get 4 more homeward bones. Perfect. So we got the homeward bones. The reason why we get the transient curse is because we understand that New Lando has ghosts. We don't know in which capacity, but we want to be able to hit them. Fortunately, through our speaking with this lady and understanding curses by the transient curse and by the purge stone descriptions, we understand that we need them. Now we don't know what we need them to fight against, but we need them. Okay, let's see if we can make this jump without dying. Easy peasy. Let's go speak to my man. The last time we met Domhall was all the way back in the depths before the gaping dragon. Let's see what he has to say now.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh? I'm afraid I don't see anything here. I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
All right. Okay. Helm of the Wise, Armor of the Glorious, Contents of the Vanquisher, Boots of the Explorer. We've gone through them. But he has more. He has boss armor. We get the Golem Helm. Head of the Iron Golem, guarding the ancient Sense Fortress, slayer of heroes who ventured forth to Anor Londo. Without its core, it is a mere hunk of iron and can be equipped as solid protective gear. But its immense weight hinders stamina recovery. It does weigh a lot. Golem armor, same description. Golem gauntlets and leggings, same description. We get Ornstein stuff as well. Interesting helm of the Dragon Slayer Ornstein, who guards the cathedral in the Forsaken City of Anor Londo. Ornstein is believed to be the captain of the 4 knights. This is good information. Of the 4 knights, Ornstein was the head, and makes sense why he stayed back in Anor Londo to protect the gods. His golden lion helm is imbued with the power of lightning and should provide good protection against it. Very nice. Ornstein's armor, gauntlets, and leggings share the same description. So that's what we get to see now. Alright, so Golem.
That is a shame then. But no matter. Come back again. Not every trade. There'll be more in store.
So we understand of a little bit more about Ornstein now. He is one of the 4 captains of Gwyn, protector of the Cathedral of Anor Londo, protector of the remaining gods in Anor Londo, and the captain of the 4 knights. Now my question is, does Ornstein know that the Guinevere he protects is nothing but an illusion? Does he understand that he's protecting a falsehood? And if he does, his willingness to protect it speaks of his faith, or his willingness to not question it speaks of it further. It's an interesting concept, but regardless, Dragonslayer Ornstein, very important character to Anor Londo. But alas, we must continue, and continue we shall. We must venture to New Londo. I can't believe I just did this. Well, gentlemen, thank you for your time. This has been the end of the circus hour, where instead of pressing a button to activate the lever, we press another to backstep to our death. I am very embarrassed. At the very least, I hope it has been entertaining. We're going to try to do this one more time. Very carefully this time. So we're going to go down the stairs. We're going to go down the second flight of stairs. Very carefully, there's a precipice there. We don't want my low intelligence to kill us again. X to recover the lost power. Good, good, good. Ah, here's the tricky part. X to pull the lever. Perfect. Now we're going to very slowly walk towards here so we don't fall down in our stupidity, and wait for the elevator. Very slowly. Alright. We're going to keep all of our extremities to ourselves so that we do not get hit. And we have successfully ridden the elevator. Thank you very much for your company. That was difficult, apparently. Now, as remember, jokes aside, that we have the enchanted ember. We're going to go ahead and procure this enchanted ember. This dude is amazing. This dude knows what's up. He's like, I'm hollow, forget life, I'm going to enjoy it. No torment, no torture, just a simple, hollow life. Good for you. Magical blacksmith.
Hey, hang on. Is that a sorcery ember? I've never seen one like that. Not even back in Vinheim. What a brilliant flame. Please, friend, let me have that, I am begging you. I am a craftsman of Vinheim. I'd go hollow before I pass him a flame like that.
Yes.
Oh, really? You are wonderful. I will forge a ricket masterpiece just for you. A weapon to make a legend out of me. Oh, Big Hat. Of course I've heard of it. Who hasn't in Vinheim? He was a royal member of Dragon School until he turned undead. I hear he was quite the character. Only that was 100 years ago. What interest have you in the old eccentric now?
Sorcery? Don't ask me how it actually works. We only fiddle and forge until it works itself in. That's how we do it in Vinheim, at least. We prefer to leave the theorizing to those uppity scholars. What is it? There's nothing to talk. We're both cursed. Undead.
Okay, so 3 things to understand. Number 1, the Ember. He has never seen one like it even in Vinheim, and that's because this Ember that we got has remnants of Ulusil, a town from the past. He's never seen it because it doesn't exist in his timeline. It only exists thanks to preservation from the past. Number 2, he speaks of Logan. We understand that he was a royal member of the Dragon School, so Big Dick Logan, until he went undead. But that was 100 years ago. So Logan's undeath has been going on for a long time, which begs the question of how much time he has left. Finally, the third thing is he speaks about the theory and the practice of sorcery. He worries about the practice. He fiddles and forges until it works. But then the theory is done by what he calls the uppity scholars. It's really interesting as to the philosophy of sorcery, between the sorcerers. In any case, we modify equipment and we can go from magic, where is it? From magic to this one right here, which is enchanted, which allows us to have weapons to scale with intelligence. They're not very good per se, but if you are an intelligence heavy character and you need to swing a weapon every once in a while, it's good to have magic damage that boosts with your intelligence. You have anything else to purchase? No. Anything else to say? No. Perfect, so we're done here. And after finishing that, we get nothing left but to finally venture forth into New Londo. In New Londo, we are looking for the next Lord Soul. We will do so after picking up these transient curses. Very good. So how many do we have now? We have 4. I feel very comfortable with 4. Let's equip them because we're going to be needing them. Transient curses. Perfect. So that way is New Londo. And we must venture forth and find the next Lord Soul. Something we will do on the next episode. Thank you very much for your company. Please excuse the hiccup with the forest. Fortunately, it wasn't that big. We have gotten a lot of lore here today about different things, but it's time we delve deeper into Artorias, the Abyss Walker, and the Seekers of New Londo and why it was flooded as we can see it now. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you on the next one.